All right, hey everyone, Jake here with Precision K9 Work. For those who don't know who I am I am here with Officer Alt, and we're going to be discussing K9s for a little bit. I want to bring more awareness to the communities on what these K9s are capable of, what they do, the purpose that they serve, and again, just more awareness to the community. They have questions, everyday questions that as trainers we may know about, handlers know about, but again, the average citizen does not know. So with that being said, Officer Alt, tell us who you're with, how long you've been in law enforcement, and how long you've been in K9.
I'm Officer Andrea Alt. I'm with the Amberley Village Police Department, which is located in Cincinnati, Ohio. I've been K9 since 2016, law enforcement since 2004, and partners with K9 Creed my whole K9 career so far.
Awesome. Tell us a little bit about K9 Creed. What's his purpose? What does he do?
Yeah, so K9 Creed, he's a dual purpose K9, and what that means is has two special purposes. He specializes in narcotic detection and patrol operations. And the patrol operations means he will track people, he will apprehend criminals, and he will find articles such as a gun, a knife, keys, anything containing human odor he's trained to search for.
Nice, and thank you for clarifying for that. As a trainer, I understand it. As a handler, you understand the dual purpose aspect and what that means. But again, that's a general question that sometimes I get everyday citizens asking me. What does it mean for single purpose versus dual purpose? So thanks for going into that detail with that. Yeah. Now, here's another question I'd like to ask you about K9 Creed. How is he when you are working versus when you are off duty, at home, day off? What's that like?
It's pretty much like a switch. He's all business. When we're working, he's focused. He's ready to go. He's high drive all the time at work. And when we go home, it just depends. If I take my uniform off, he chills. If I chill, he chills. As soon as that uniform goes on, it doesn't even have to be the uniform. It's just the socks. I just get to my work socks and he's ready to go. He's spinning. He's whining. He's ready. So
nice. Well, it's good to hear that he has another misconception. Some of these dogs can be, robots. I mean, they're still dogs or pets, but I say pets. Sorry, they serve a better purpose, right? They have a job they like to do, and they can, I guess, kind of fill that role sometimes, like companionship, even when you guys off duty, let's say.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Very good. Thank you for going into that. Now, for myself, I do understand. I believe, these K9s serve a huge role in society and in the public communities. Keeping things safe. Tell us a little bit on in your own words, like how you feel that you guys and K9 News in general are doing things to help the community out.
So it's him and pretty much all K9s in general are like the ambassador of the departments. They go to a lot of social functions for protective services and public relations. For an example, we just attended a children's class, one of the schools in our local area, and we read his book to the kids, and the kids love it. The teachers love it. And the book just explains to kids about police dogs.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about that. So K9 Creed has a book.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So I wrote a children's book a couple years ago. It's titled K9 Creed. All the pictures on it are animated, but they're all pictures of him or him and I. And it pretty much teaches children this is what police dogs do, and specifically what Creed does and how he acts when he's at home. So there's pictures of him out with the chickens and swimming in the pool. So it's a pretty cool book. Yeah.
I think that's great. That's exactly. I love hearing things like that. So if anybody's listening that's interested in that, how could they find or get themselves a copy of the K9 Creed book?
K9creed.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I'm going to put that in the comments so everyone that's watching, if they want to check that out, they can. Very cool. Now, again, you hit on some really key points that I think a lot of questions that people might have with generalized within K9s officers and what they do in role in the public. I love hearing things you talked about, having a dog go to the school and that for me, when I hear about dogs going at schools, that they're part of a school resource officer. Their job is to keep drugs out of school. I think just having the dogs alone are a huge deterrent sometimes. Would you agree with that?
Oh, for sure. Huge deterrent. Deterrent for a lot of things, just crime in general. They find out the department has a dog, they're probably going to go in the opposite direction.
I hear that a lot. So that brings me to the last question I want to ask is, Could you tell us a story of a proud canine handler moment? It could be on duty or off. Do you have a story for us?
Oh gosh, we could talk for hours about.
So yeah, just tell us one that again that really again proud moment with you guys out there.
There's a really cool tracking slash apprehension story that I have with him. He surprised me, and just all our training kicked in. So we were looking for a criminal with felony warrants. He was a bad guy, and we started the track. And it was like an old lawnmower service where he was like fixing lawnmowers. So it was a big junkyard full of lawnmowers, and we were near a river. And I could tell Creed was close because he started moving fast. His head went up. I started giving commands because I was like, we're close. So I'm yelling, hey, police K9 if you're out there. And all of a sudden I heard a splash. And I had all my back officers with me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he's swimming away from us in the river. And little does he know, this dude loves to swim. So I cut him loose and I tell him to go get him, and obviously in Dutch because all his commands are in Dutch. Well, he goes and swims and he apprehends him on the arm. Now I've got the dog and the criminal in the middle of the river. So I need to protect myself, the dog, and the criminal. So I get behind cover. I recall Creed off of him. He lets go, comes back to me, and my cover officers call the bad guy out and has the bad guy swim back to us. So no one got seriously injured. Everybody was safe. He was awesome. Listened, did what he was supposed to do. It was just really super cool.
That's awesome. I love hearing stories like that. Again, right there, awesome. Just a great way of how canines can help a situation where there's bad person, create some space. He does his job. And can you a question for you about how long were you guys partners before that situation happened?
About 4 years.
4 years. Awesome. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, I love hearing stories like this. I'm going to always finish these little interviews with handlers with that question there because I love hearing these stories and having the public hear about how again creates officer safety and just a lot of awareness and again him Creed being a dual purpose dog, he serves not just that role but also keeping drugs off the street too, which is I think is huge. So that's awesome. Well, Officer, I thank you so much for being on here and answering some of these questions. Can't thank you enough. Stay safe out there. Hope to talk to you in the future, but thank you again.
You're absolutely welcome. You have a good day.
Thank you too. Bye.